I am Tree Man! Bow to me! Hello and welcome to part 24 of my fully interactive walkthrough of Pokemon Red. There, I am no longer Tree Man. Okay, so that was the glitch I told you about at the end of the last episode. Just a little bit of fun, doesn't have any real practical benefit. What we will do now, excuse my dodgy walking, the screen's lagging at the moment. In this episode, I'm going to be taking on Route 13, and Route 14, and Route 15. So I will be speeding up the battles as there are 27 of them. But I know some of you guys like listening to me commentate the battles and watch the battles in full. So I'm going to also release a full version. And the link will be in the description. I'll put an annotation on the screen now. So follow either of those links if you really want to watch me battle 27 Pokemon trainers. So let's get into it. Alright, so you guys are still here. So you want to watch the sped up version. Basically the gist is I'm going to be taking on all the trainers with Alakazam, with Trevor, until he reaches level 43, because that's the level that Koga's top Pokemon is at. And as you can see, making really light work of all the rubbish beauties and junior trainers, and as you can see here, bird keepers. I kept getting lucky crits against the evolved forms of the bird Pokemon. I didn't know for the longest time on this video if I could one-hit evolved bird Pokemon like Pidgeotto and Fearow, or if it wouldn't have fainted without the crit, because I kept getting crits on them. Obviously Coughing's out pretty easy because they've got the type disadvantage, and we're already up to level 42. So in a second, Alakazam's going to hit level 43, and then I'm going to switch and start training Gale Platt, our Butterfree, because she's kind of our plan B against Koga, the other one with the Psychic type move. So I think it's this battle, there we go. So now I will switch, and one last battle before we go back to the normal speed. So this will be it, so still making fairly light work of it. Yeah, okay, so that is Route 13 done, and we're all running at the same speed again now, just for a second. Okay, so I mentioned in the full version, I'm pretty sure there is a hidden item in this route, and I'm pretty sure I know which little nook and cranny it is in. Well, it's a nook and a cranny, I suppose, this little space. I think it's here, and I think it's on this wall here. No? Ah, there we go, I was close. Ooh, PP up, that could be useful towards the end. Alright, so that's great. Now, there's also the small matter of a wild Pokemon to capture, which is handy, because if you noticed in the sped up version, if you could keep up with it, we switched in Butterfree to the top, so that's handy that we're going catching a wild Pokemon now. You have to go into the menu on first gen, you can't just talk to the bush. Fluff not hacked away the cut, and we're going to try and find ourselves a new Pokemon. I don't mean like an actual team member, I just mean another page on the Pokedex. It's Ditto! It's Ditto! It's possibly the worst, most useless Pokemon ever. But it's a page in the Pokedex nonetheless. I don't know what its stats are like. But I'm going to assume awful. I think I'm just going to throw a Great Ball at this, you know. I don't want to kill it, they're pretty rare. It took me about 10 minutes to find one. So, I think I'm just going to chuck Great Balls at it until it stays. Oh god. If it will stay in a Great Ball. Alright, so this will be fun, guys. You can just watch me throw Great Balls at the Ditto for a minute. Darn. Oh, I woke up. Right, okay. So, go back to sleep. Thank you. Stay asleep, please. Thank you. Very considerate of you, Ditto. Go on, go on, go on! Yes! That was only about 6. 8 balls, something like that, 5, 6, 7, something along those lines, so not bad. New Pokédex data will be added for Ditto. Capable of copying an enemy's genetic code to instantly transform itself into a duplicate of the enemy. Do you want to give a nickname to Ditto? Nope. Ditto was transferred to Bill's PC. Thank you. Alright, so, that was quick and painless for you. And slow and drawn out and horrific for me. Put down this bush. So that's the only new encounter we can get in this patch of grass. So now we are going to head off Route 13 onto Route 14. And once again, oh, hang on, this way, the audience will be split as I'm about to start the speed up process. Oh, when should we do it? When should we do it for you part-time fans? Now. Alright, so we're back in the sped up version now. Not sitting through all these battles. Now, Gale Platt is having a hard time with these poison types, so I had to keep sort of editing out trips back to the Pokemon Center, which was a long trip back to Lavender Town. But yeah, having a bit of difficulty because I kept missing a sleep powder and then getting poisoned, like, constantly, and it was really frustrating. But at the same time, I dealt with it, and Gale Platt gained some good experience. So as you can see, up to level 35 now. So we've got Trevor at level 43, which is obviously the main weapon against Koga. But then we've also got Gale Platt with Psybeam, who's getting up to level now and will be a good secondary weapon to throw out there against Koga. I'll probably lead with Trevor, but I don't know, to be honest. It doesn't really matter. So I picked up the item. Honestly, I can't remember what it was. Made a trip to the Pokemon Center, and now we're working our way back along Route 15. So we've dealt with 13 and 14 so far. Now we're just after these remaining guys on Route 15. So it's funny because the bird keepers who have the type advantage against Gale Platt gave me less trouble than the grass types and the poison types that I had the advantage against. It's interesting how that worked. I think there was one, but yeah, this one I think it was, it did quite a bit of damage with a peck or something. So Tina Turner dealt with that, and I got Jon Snow a little bit of experience there as well, if you noticed. So other than the obvious absence of Rater because we needed Fluffnut for cut, everyone in my team actually entered a battle at some point on this video, which I think is probably a first since we've had 6 Pokemon. So we went into this battle poisoned, but we knew we'd make pretty light work of it, or I knew we'd make pretty light work of it, so I just sort of carried on until my health got a bit low. I think I made a trip back to the Pokemon Center after this battle because I was running out of Psybeams. So yeah, there we go, I think that was it, I edited it out. So we've got the flying type Butterfree against the electric type Pikachu, absolutely wiped the floor with it, only suffered paralysis. Went into this battle paralysed because why not? Yeah. And basically I think this is the last trainer, I think. Alright, so there's one more order of business to get to, and we're all at the same speed again. Welcome back to the live commentary. Anyone that's still watching the sped up version of the video, we have to find ourselves one more wild Pokemon. And it's due to the fact that it got voted for in an earlier episode that I would try and catch evolved forms as well. It's an evolved form of a Pokemon who I already have. Yeah, okay, we found one. So quite a few encounters, and I encountered 3 Dittos in a row looking for this Pidgeotto. 3 Dittos in a row. I'm not kidding. That was ridiculous. There was just no need for that game. The amount of time I spent looking for a Ditto earlier in this episode, and then when I don't need one anymore, when I've already got one, 3 in a row. 3. I'm assuming it's safe to hit this Pidgey. Ooh, that was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I can't hit another one of them. And it's confused, that's not good. I hope it shakes off its confusion while it's still asleep. I hope that is a thing. Although it's got quite a bit of health and not that much attack. And it's already in the ball! Oh yeah! So now we have a Pidgeotto. Because we haven't had one of them yet, because we haven't trained the Pidgey we caught right at the start on like episode 2 or something. Very protective of its sprawling territorial area. This Pokemon will fiercely peck at any intruder. It's 3'7". I'm sorry to go backwards again, but Venonat is 3'3". I cannot get over that. It's nearly as big as Pidgeotto. No nickname for Pidgeotto. Alright, anyway, so this has been a fun episode, whether you've watched the sped up version and skipped most of the fun stuff, really. It's not too late to change your mind and go back and watch the hour-long episode, the full version. Those of you that stuck with me through that version, kudos to you guys. Honestly, that was a ride and a half, wasn't it? That was an ordeal. It's probably longer than an hour, probably quite a bit longer than an hour, actually. But whichever video you watched, whichever version you watched of it, thank you so much for watching. I've been Abaza, you've been amazing, and I will see you next time.